episode, and somehow we made it this far, the third episode of the anime canon. Joining me tonight, as always, is Leah, Anne, Jeff, and y'all know me. I'm still the same old prof. That's not how that lyric goes at all.
Y'all
anyway,
know me.
I'm still the same old copyright strike.
Ouch.
Yeah. So, we're here to talk to you about them funny Chinese cartoonies. I'm a little punchy today, I'll admit.
You haven't even had a Red Bull yet.
I haven't, I don't drink
man.
Red Bull, I only drink Monster, and it turns me into a monster. There's deleted episodes of spoiler
Cough, tumbleweed.
Yeah. So, without any further ado, we did table last time talking about Queen's Blade, and then in the month or so since we recorded, Leah actually seems to have forgotten what she was going to bring up. So if it comes to her, she'll shout and let us know.
I had the best reason. It was a good argument for why Queen's Blade wouldn't classify. And I just can't remember what it was.
It must not have been that good if you can't remember.
It was really good.
But that being the case, let's start off. Who wants to suffer first?
The three qualifiers
for
the canon.
It's up on the screen. We know what it is.
Boom. Quality, cultural importance, and
somewhere.
Whatever the third one is.
I feel like I'm going to have to put like 4 up on the screen now to match.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah. Help me hold it.
Yeah,
it's getting heavy.
But we all know CJ's just going to get too bored and not do any of that.
That's not true. There's an edit coming in there with like the honk noise. I got bored. And did you see the edit I put in because you tried not to swear because you gave
No, I did not.
Cursing for I put like just a honk with a notice. She gave up cursing for Lent. Fun fact, I don't think she kept to that.
No, I gave up candy instead.
Oh.
Well, shit. Here's a Reese's.
One more thing. What is more important to you?
Snickers? Sorry.
You still have Snickers?
No, I don't
Snickers
think
be
we
crazy.
do.
I was about to say, you saw those stickers I borrowed for like 3 months ago?
No, yeah, no.
I would
those
throw
are
those
gone.
away.
Yeah, those didn't survive. Anyway, before we get too busy talking about utter random bullshit like we do, as is our wont, let's get right into it. So, a movie came out very recently that some of you might remember, and I don't think anybody in this room actually saw. I had the opportunity to go see it at Anime Boston, and I did not.
I was kind of laughing about this because we were talking. You were like, "Did you see it? No, did you? No,
fuck no."
Of course, that is
Ghost in the Shell, the animated classic that came out in 1995. No, it's fucking a long time ago.
The manga came out in 95?
No, the movie.
Okay.
The original film came out in 1995, and it gave rise... I mean, I don't want to say it's a second coming of cyberpunk, like, for animation, but it certainly didn't hurt.
It didn't kill it.
It didn't knock it out of the... I mean... Like, and it was especially... It said as much on the History of Mecha episode that I did that featured Ghost in the Shell, but it did a whole lot of things that generally didn't happen back then. We were just watching Gundam Wing, and you didn't see a female Gundam pilot in there. You didn't see lady characters generally... I mean, you always saw them be traditionally attractive, because of course they are. But you didn't really see them be really fucking violent. Like, the things that Major Motoko does to people in that movie are kind of...
Inhuman?
The jokes, we got them here. Going to the fact that she's a cyborg and all that, she, like, when she shoots people, they fucking explode. And that's a character trait of, like, brutality, basically, that didn't get put onto female characters very often in anime up to that point. And Mamoru Oshii said, you know what I like? blood and titties. and by God, he put both of them in there. I remember suggesting Ghost in the Shell to a friend of mine back in high school who didn't, like, this was no, it wasn't the 90s. It was like
99.
It was
2001 would be when we entered high school, right?
Yeah, I got into high school in 2001.
Yeah.
This was probably 2003, 2004. I was trying to turn this guy onto anime because he was looking for something that was smarter than what was coming out in America right now, or right then, and he was really into The Matrix. So I'm like, well, you should check out Ghost in the Shell. And he's like, dude, I got like 10 minutes into this, and this girl just took her top off, and I was like, what, you never saw it? Had you never seen titties before? I was like, no, we watched the rest of the fucking movie. Shout outs to my buddy Seth, who I still don't know if he ever watched the thing the whole way through. More to the point, Ghost in the Shell presents a future that is very similar to the one we're kind of living in right now, where everybody's always connected and everything.
And there is a actual legal cyborg living in the U.S.
Oh right, yeah, he's the guy with the RFID chip in his arm, right?
No.
There's,
Okay.
I have one of those
No, I was
with the
talking.
things.
I was talking
okay.
about the guy who has like eye problems, so he got like cybernetic implants so he can see better.
People
And he
have
has to-
cybernetic hearts.
And and
Well,
it's shown on his ID, so he
cybernetic.
has to be classified as a cyborg,
Oh,
like
wow.
legally.
Well, we haven't made it illegal yet, but
Anywho.
we're probably working on it at this point. It's the world of Ghost in the Shell was somewhat alien to those of us watching it in the early 2000s or the 90s when it first came out. But the idea of always being connected to a huge network of information at the drop of a button now is like, oh yeah, no, we do that all the time. Why does this work so seminal? Because it predicted the fucking future, that's why. And also gets into the weird politics. And like at the core of Ghost in the Shell is a really cool crime thriller in kind of the same way that The Dark Knight is. But it has all this, it's wrapped up in this really cool trapping of their cyberpunk initiative future. And like the closer we as a society get to the Ghost in the Shell universe, the worse off everyone is going to be. But we get some fucking cool robot tech in the interim. The imagery, I feel, is not too heavy. Like, there's that bit where I think it's the Uchikoma tank, because it's the really big one.
The one at the
the one at the very end.
Yeah.
Where Motoko, dodges a, fucking barrage of 50 cal rounds, and it chews up the, it's not the Kabbalah, it's the
pillar.
The pillar of the
thing.
Sephiroth.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of a reference to, I mean, it's basically saying technology is going to destroy spirituality. It's a pretty overt way of saying that. Like, there's no way you can really get around that. But it's like, oh, yeah, no, this thing kind of, like, oh, what are we selling? What are we deadening to be technologically advanced? And, like, oh, well, these are questions that actually plague us now, too. It deserves a spot in the anime canon for the same reason that Blade Runner deserves a spot in the film canon, I would say, because I think it's basically the anime. I mean, I think it's actually a lot smarter than Blade Runner, but it's very similar on a lot of respects. So it looks great even nowadays. Like the Blu-ray that I have looks phenomenal. The lasting impact, I mean,
That you can do that far and wide.
oh yeah,
Like modern cinema, like modern Hollywood cinema,
yeah,
owes itself to Ghost in the Shell
yeah,
because this was like a direct influence on the Wachowskis.
on the Wachowski
Matrix,
sisters,
yeah. That's so weird to say now, Wachowski sisters.
yeah, because they both came out as well. I mean,
Yeah, they're transgender now.
yeah,
But I mean,
ladies.
yeah.
so
But like you can even like you were just saying with the scene of the bullets up the thing that like
yeah,
you can directly relate that to like the Matrix shootout scene at the end at the bank.
yeah. I mean, it's not quite as
Yeah.
It's not quite as on the nose about what they're getting at.
But
it's
still.
very cool imagery.
Yeah.
And of course...
Like all the modern technology, though, like with the bullet time, we wouldn't have that if we didn't have the Matrix, which wouldn't have been inspired by Ghost in the Shell. Which would have inspired all this CG technology of like Iron Man and fucking Avatar and
but
all that shit.
It's also very important to note that you don't get a huge Hollywood blockbuster made about the thing if it's not culturally relevant. Ghost in the Shell, the 2017 film, is going to earn a whole bunch of Razzies and will probably be forgotten.
And I want to just say onto that, we're filming this the week after it came out.
Yeah.
And it has flopped at the box office officially.
Yeah.
Like hardcore flopped.
It was like $100 million to make, and it made $44 million.
They didn't even get it.
Now, here's the thing, and this is kind of going off topic, but also not really, because Ghost in the Shell is also about international relationships. That movie is super anti-American, guys. Like, it really is. It is super anti-American corporations, anti-American politics. You guys just don't see it because you're not paying close enough attention.
No, we haven't actually seen the live action. So
no, I'm talking about the.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the original.
Okay.
No, the original work is super. I don't want to say it's anti-globalization, but it is definitely anti-corporatocracy. Going off of that,
a lot of stuff in the 80s was too, though.
Yeah, well, not much has changed in 30 fucking years.
Because I remember we had this conversation once, and I brought up RoboCop because it had a bunch of that whole thing. That's a whole different story. Right.
Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that the Chinese market may actually determine whether or not we get a Ghost in the Shell sequel, and because we're getting a Warcraft sequel, because that movie flopped bad over here, but the Chinese ate it up because they love their big cartoony motion pictures. and like, fine, cool, but that's the market that we're actually selling these films to now, which is tying in directly to what Ghost in the Shell had to say about international politics and changing demographics. More so in the TV show than it did in the movie. But, I think Ghost in the Shell is wonderful because you can almost plug in any modern day topic to it and see, there's some, somebody was thinking about this 20 years ago, 15, 20 years ago. It was wow. So, I think that's a candidate, and that is the end of my book report.
And it also helped with Akira to bring in, the idea of animation wasn't just for kids.
Yeah, it definitely was not.
And helped start that anime boom in the USFDAs.
Yeah, kind of. It was definitely more well appreciated after the second anime boom, which happened after Gundam Wing hit the airwaves in the 2000s. After the Matrix.
Yeah,
but it was brought over during the same time that MD Geist and the Guyver and all these kind of shit shows came over under the manga entertainment label. It was definitely brought over there, but I don't think it really found its stride until about 2000 or so after the Matrix. So, yeah, I think it's a good one. It's a good choice. Strong, powerful. Who wants to go next?
I guess I'll go.
Yeah, I guess we're just doing this the old-fashioned way then. Yeah, just looping around. All right. All right, start talking.
All right, so the one I'm bringing to the table today, I'm bringing up because it's back in the news, strangely enough, which I never thought it would actually be back in the news. But I'm bringing up Kino's Journey because I heard it's getting a second season or a reboot or something.
It's getting more.
Getting more of whatever that means. It's getting more of it at some point soon. So I thought I would tell you guys why you should check out Kino's Journey and why it's so important. First off, I guess I'll just talk about the story first off to give people an idea about what it's about. It's about a traveler named Kino who goes on a journey.
No fucking way. You had to know that was coming. Come on.
yeah.
It's too easy.
But the Kino goes through a journey in a very. I'll just check it. You know you want to.
Yeah.
I have Bia now.
Oh, that's mine. Give it back. Oh, we're safe. Carry on. I won't cut this out. It was a good laugh. Carry on. I'm the worst.
And Kino just drinks beer.
Yep.
No.
Episode 7, Kino gets fucking wasted.
But each episode, Kino spends 3 days, no more, no less, in a country, which is just basically a town that has like very different views than another country or whatever. And he kind of learns about it and he has an adventure in it. Mm-hmm. That's not what's so spectacular about the show, though, to me. Mm-hmm. It's that each episode, and it's represented by each town, brings up a kind of moral or philosophical quandary that lets the audience kind of take in what it's about and kind of discuss whatever specific moral or philosophical quandary they're talking about in the episode, and they don't answer the quandary they bring up. They just kind of let you discuss it for future, and I think that's what's so cool about it, because a lot of these don't really have an answer per se. Like there's an entire episode about censorship and why, or is censorship important? Mm-hmm. I think the episode's called Land of Books. Mm-hmm. And Kino travels to this place where there's one library, but all the content is kind of filtered through a group of people who decide whether a book is good or not. And basically the episode's kind of about who are they to decide what's good for the public and what's not. And not only that, there's this whole cool plot thread in that episode that I really love about a book that's supposed to contain everything about the world in it. And Kino has to go track this book down. I'm not going to spoil it, but... And another cool thing, too, is...
It's a cookbook!
It's a cookbook! Damn it! Soylent Green's made of people!
Rosebud was the sled! Monica should not become a magical girl. We're just spoiling things now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Haru, he was God the whole time. That show is 10 years old now.
Is it just 10?
Yeah.
Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father.
And another really cool thing about the show...
No! That's impossible!
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
Sorry.
No, I'm just happy you guys are doing it.
Holy shit, and we said something. It's been 20 whole minutes.
Look, you guys can really bust in whenever you want. You know that.
Yeah, come on.
Leah, you're my mother.
What?
How?
That's impossible!
You're older than she is.
Time travel.
CJ, you're my father.
I'm 3 years older than you. I was just hitting it and quitting it when I was 3 years old. All right. That's how I roll. We're entering in the realm of the fucking ridiculous now. I'm sorry to derail.
Oh, it's fine.
Journey, but I also think that it's important to note that Kino's journey is easy to derail because Kino doesn't really have an overarching plot line until about halfway through, I think.
Not even halfway through.
Was it? Yeah, it was the last 2 or 3 episodes.
There's a 2 episodes that's a 2-parter, and that's the only time that the stories are connected.
Bloody continuity.
But I think it's interesting too. Another really cool thing I like about Kino's journey. Yeah. If you guys have been noticing, I have been saying Kino and not him or her. Because Kino... No, I'm not. But Kino is very androgynous. And they actually make that a very crucial point in the show. And I really like that because it kind of lets you, see the world through Kino. And Kino's kind of, becomes, a... crossroad...
audience surrogate.
Thank you. An audience surrogate.
Some of us read TV tropes.
Yes.
Some of us have film degrees.
Which is not...
I'm not the one with the film degree, incidentally.
But, and I think that's really clever. So it's Kino doesn't really have much of a character.
Yeah.
But Kino has enough of a character to like push the narrative through the episode.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of on you to like also be engaged in the episode and what it's about.
Yeah, which is good because they really went out of their way to make sure the Kino kind of goes through it without condoning or condemning.
Yeah.
But is a passive observer in this, and that is a big part of Kino's character.
Like I think there's a really cool episode. It's where this girl's trying to build a flying machine, but there's no more like that. That's like a big innovation in this the world of Kino's journey is this flying machine.
Kino's got a really bitchin' motorcycle, and there are tanks, but it all seems like it takes place in, I would say, not medieval Europe, but like early Renaissance Europe.
Yeah, because they're also robots in it too.
Yeah,
yeah.
The show is fucked up, people. It's really good, but it's really fucked up.
In the episode where with the flying machine, the town does not want this girl to do it because it will impede. They have to move this like statue that be in the town that was in the town like hundreds of years. And it's a very cool way to do like this like innovation versus like tradition, but in a very simple way that a lot of people could grasp and understand. And I think that's like the show's strength. And that's like every episode takes these like major, almost sometimes really complicated philosophies and quandaries and just boils them down into something really simplistic. And that's amazing.
It's
and that also serves with the art style too, because the art style is very simplistic, but it's also like it's very nice. I guess
it's got heart. It's got character to it. It doesn't have a lot of glitz and glitter to it. It's not sparkly like Nanbaka. What is being?
Oh no, it's like the exact opposite of that. I would say
it's not garish. It's not flamboyant.
It's very. I wouldn't say the
earthy,
colors. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's washed out, but it's very subdued.
So it's storybookish.
Yeah,
like watercolors, lots of greens, lots of browns, like very subdued. I think is a good word for it.
And every time I like see Kino's journey being talked about, it's always on like the top on the most underrated animes list.
It really is.
Which I'm like, oh, it's so true.
But yeah, no, Kino's journey is really fucking good.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't know if it has a whole lot of cultural impact, but I mean, it's getting a sequel now.
I think not cultural impact because, but like it does have like I think. Like what I've been saying, like the I can't even speak today. I
had some problems with this today, folks. It's like between the four of us, and the seat that we leave open for Jesus.
Hey, Zeus.
Yeah, he lives downstairs.
But I mean, I think it's culturally important in the sense of what it brings each episode.
Okay.
The questions it asks each episode, but like, I don't think it is culturally that important.
It's not culturally relevant, but it's relevant to culture.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way of putting it.
I want to make a case for putting Azumanga Daioh on the anime canon, incidentally, but I don't feel like I could get away with it.
Another episode for another day.
That's not the truth about, or that's not a grain of truth. That's the truth about grains.
Yeah, I also would say
that show.
If it wasn't for the new content it's getting, I would say didn't have that much of a lasting impact.
Yeah, like it's a series of light novels, I think.
I think it was, yeah.
Because everything is nowadays, right?
Light novels.
Why are you looking at me?
Because
you read a lot of light novels, Anne. Because you're the expert.
You know the books. You know the things with
also,
words.
You're really nice to look at.
The things with words.
I like words.
Yay! So.
But yeah, that's mine. Go watch Kino's Journey before the new thing comes out.
Get caught up.
Do it, fools. Oh, expand your mind.
Should be. It's out of print right now, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Funimation might have the license to it.
I don't know. You might be able to get on Right Stuff. Possibly.
Yeah. Go Right Stuff hunting. Hey.
If not, I'm sure it's you can find something on the internet to watch streaming-wise.
No, don't.
Oh, plus it has a very awesome, subdued, very ambient soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's my last thing I want to say.
So, like, just
that you can't find anywhere.
Just PSA right now. If y'all watch your anime on Kiss Anime, fucking stop it. Like,
and why should they stop it?
Because that directly is supporting piracy. Like, don't fucking do that. Don't go to Nah or Nya or whatever. If you gotta watch anime that's out of print right now, go to Baka BT because they make sure that they get anything that's not licensed. Just, like, the anime industry needs your dollars, or at the very least, it needs you to not funnel money into piracy, so please knock it off.
Here's the shtick, is they can't hear you if you pirate things.
Yeah.
They don't know what you want to see, so they keep churning out moe blah bullshit and no variety. And we don't want that.
Yeah.
I mean, no, seriously.
I want the first season of Yu-Gi-Oh! That did come out in the U.S.
They can still make moe blah bullshit, but they're not going to make anything better.
Yeah.
If we don't let them know somehow, probably with money.
Yeah.
That we want other things too.
I was at Anime Boston, and the guy who directed Aka, ACCA, was there, and he's like, oh yeah, no, I know all about the fact that anime is all over the world right now, that Americans love anime, that Crunchyroll is huge, has 1 million subscribers, and all that stuff, but the people above me don't, and so they want to make sure that whatever they make makes money, and so that's why they keep making the shit that they keep making, guys. Kiss Anime can kiss my ass. Go otaku legit. I'm bringing it back. I'm making it happen. I'm gonna do it.
Hashtag kiss asame. No, don't.
No, that's a bad. That's just bad. Anyway, let's have somebody who's more soft-spoken and sensible talk about a cartoon now. Hi, Ann.
I might be soft-spoken. I don't think I'm sensible.
Well, compared to these two morons.
Morons?
Hey.
Dude.
I resemble that remark.
There's 3 of you, right?
Resemble that remark?
Yeah. What?
You said I resemble that remark?
Yeah. I know what I said. You've never heard
that? Jeff.
That's the
joke.
Chuck McBain. Hey, remember when we were actually funny and not just like ripping off Simpsons?
No!
I don't remember anyone actually being funny off of the original top of their head in the last 10 years. It's all memes, guys! Memes are the hot new thing!
That's why I'm getting into
Leah, I need to bring back memes. That was my whole 9-season story arc, Leah.
You're gonna need this if you're gonna do that.
Leah, you understand, Leah, this... I don't want to save the world. I don't want to conquer anything. I just want to bring back memes for the next 9 seasons.
Oh, jeez, man, I think we have enough of memes.
No, Leah. No, you have to go back in time. Leah, we have to go back in time, Leah. We gotta go back. We gotta get wild watermelon Pop-Tarts.
Oh my God.
Szechuan Mulan McDonald's sauce.
Hi,
Ann.
Hello.
Yes, sorry, go ahead.
Why don't you tell us about Hellsing, Ann?
Okay, so...
lay on, McDuff. Let's hear it.
The series I'm talking about, I know it's good. I know it's culturally relevant. Whether or not it has a lasting impact is a little bit hard to say, but I'm going to talk about Kota Hirana's Hellsing.
Mm-hmm.
So,
as opposed to Kota Hirana's Drifters?
Or the crappy porn manga he made as
right,
prequels.
porno!
Which is really bad because he couldn't draw.
A lot more about why the High School of the Dead guy put in Kota Hirano as a name because he did porn too.
A lot of anime people have done porn.
The sad thing is that they were kind of like pilots to Hellsing, so some of the characters.
Yeah, was it Michael and Yumi, right?
I've only like looked at them briefly. I didn't actually read them for obvious reasons because it looked like barf.
That's a thing we should talk about sometime.
Just do an episode about porn.
Yes, exactly. Because it's really, really integral to a lot of Japanese media, apparently.
Boku no sexual harassment is terrible, but necessary. Carry on. Please talk about Hellsing.
So in case you haven't...
what do you think, Leah?
Oh, now you're just being a dickhead. Come on. Cut the poor girl some slack. We need episode 4.
Okay, so in case you've been living under a rock and know nothing about Hellsing,
that would be me.
So it rolls around. Well, first of all, there's a police girl named Sarah Victoria who's going against a vampire. She gets mortally wounded and has to get saved by our main character, Alucard, who is, as his name would imply, Dracula and the original vampire. And so now she gets to start her life as a vampire with a Hellsing organization.
Really big boobs.
And also in the cast...
I don't understand, her boobs are so big, you guys. I'm sorry. I gotta stop doing that joke. It's not funny.
And there's also the Integra Hellsing, who is a cigar-smoking teenage girl.
Oh,
yeah.
She's like
who looks like she's 40 and is kind of not very hot.
So Hellsing is actually the name of a character?
Yeah, Integra von
It's loosely based off of Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yep.
Apparently, the events are canon within Hellsing.
Yep.
I think it would probably be... It's definitely my favorite vampire series. It's really...
Well, what are your other options? Dance with Vampire Blood and fucking Diabolic
Trinity
Lovers?
Blood?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's kind of hard to say that they're...
Or Vash the Stampede if you were a vampire.
Yeah.
That's what I call it.
I mean, like, vampires are really old, so it's hard to say what in its original... I did kind of look at some of the anime alternatives. Obviously, Vampire Hunter D is obviously much older. But some of the other ones that are kind of popular, like Blood of the Last Vampire and Trinity Blood, which both came around 2000. Actually came out after the manga for Hellsing started.
Yeah.
I thought those were like two of the more similar ones.
I've actually seen the live-action movie for Blood of the Last Vampire. Wasn't good.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say on that.
The animated movie was good.
The animated was good. I have Blood Plus down there, and apparently Blood C is... Blood C Plus is just a straight F.
Straight F.
Oh, American grading system. Sorry to my international viewers. All 2 of you. Anyway, carrying on.
So, what was I about?
Hellsing.
Yeah.
Vampire alternatives.
Vampire alternatives,
them to the
yeah. So anyway, and it's really hard to say whether or not other series really took off with this, except for maybe Black Blood Brothers. The main character kind of looks like
a little bit,
pretty.
Yeah.
And had a.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not. It's not. It's one of the few vampire shows I would say doesn't really feel cliche, and it doesn't. They are kind of like classic vampires that most of them don't go into the sun and stuff, and they do drink blood, and they're not nice guys.
Yeah.
That's
at the
pretty
same time,
unique art style too, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I can't say that I can't think of any ones that came before Hellsing where they had gunslingers.
Yeah, they didn't really.
And you see a lot of some of them after that.
Yeah, definitely.
Gunslinging vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, they've been good guys before.
Right,
They probably even worked for the church before. Who knows?
Generally, vampires.
They've fought against the Catholic Church before.
The only one I could think of is Dante from Devil May Cry.
That's far after.
Not a vampire.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know
he's
the timeline.
Demon, I believe.
Yeah, he's a half demon.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he doesn't drink blood. He's just kind of an asshole.
I mean, I haven't played Devil May Cry either, so...
there are better things to do with your time.
Fair enough.
Controversial statement. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, where was I going with this?
Why is it culturally relevant?
Okay, yeah. Derailed my thoughts. Where was I going with this? Oh, yeah, so... one of the reasons that I liked Hellsing is like, oh yeah, I already said that.
Art style's
Damn
good.
it, you guys. No, the art style is Well, the art at the beginning is actually really crappy.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of shit. So we should knock this out of the park right now. Are we talking about Hellsing, the TV show, or are we talking about the OVA?
So we could talk about both. But
wait, isn't one of them called Ultimate?
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate
so
or Hell.
I've seen
hey, Mark,
all of them.
have you seen Hellsing Ultimate yet?
I've seen all of them, but I'm going to mostly talk about the manga and of Ultimate as far as storyline goes. But anyway, I think like it really is kind of has a unique feel among anything vampire. It's not just it's like a gunslinger.
Yeah.
And it's about a pet vampire gunslinger working for a teenage girl and fighting Nazis. Nazis, vampires, and a werewolf and Schrodinger's cat.
We're doing one thing.
With
one thing only. Hunting Nazis.
Brother, business is booming.
And it doesn't feel stupid as it sounds.
Yeah, it's like
it's just beautiful.
Sounds fucking awesome.
When you pitch it like that, it sounds like either the worst or the best anime to come out ever.
See, that's the thing. It sounds so out there, but it's done so well. And
look, if you say vampires and Nazis in the same sentence, something good's gonna happen from it.
But it's Nazis.
Wrong.
I bet you I'm not.
But you're an asshole.
Bitch, I hate people.
And I also
again remember when we were actually funny and not just quoting other people. Carrying on. I'm sorry, Anne. Please come back for episode 4.
Cannibals.
She's tomatoing.
Am I tomatoing?
A little bit.
Okay. You're more like derailing my train of thought, but where was I going with this?
This is what you get for having us do this like 10:30 at night.
Look, I'm perfectly lucid at 10:30 at night. The rest of you motherfuckers, that's on you. Leah, I swear to God we'll get back to you at some point. We just gotta plow through this.
Where was I going with this?
I have more gamer fuel.
Yes, have the game fuel.
Please don't laugh so hard.
It's not what Anne craves at 10 a.m.
I am like the worst influence on people.
You're legit the worst. I'm sorry. Like, I hope that I don't have to just cut out huge swaths of this.
Anyway,
yeah.
God damn it. Okay, so, well, I'd say both of the anime for this were both relatively high production. They both enjoyed high popularity. So did the manga.
Yeah.
And they're all still pretty popular today. And of course, the recent incarnation of Hellsing Ultimate Abridged.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like until an anime is like pretty popular nowadays in the U.S. at least.
Yeah.
Is if it gets in a bridge series.
Yeah. And it got 2 anime series, which is, I mean, probably because it wasn't. Didn't Kota Hirano want to sue the anime cut?
There's something like there's some story behind it. Like it was halfway through the show, and they were just like, we don't have enough material anymore. We're just gonna make up some shit about vampire chips.
Yeah, they wanted to change a lot.
The guy from Hellraiser made an appearance.
Yeah. Vampire ships?
Chips.
Like as in Highway Patrol? Vampire California Highway Patrol?
Why God? No. Like they were like you could put a chip in a human being and it would turn like not like a potato chip, like a microchip.
Right.
Get it? Okay. Good. We're on the same page here because I'm not sure anymore.
This vampire keeps eating chips, or else it's gonna die.
On another
it's actually a potato.
On another note, I really would watch a series with Alucard and Poncherelli solving crimes in California.
Anyway, they put chips in people to make them turn into vampires, and
that's weird.
That has fuck all to do. And there's like this bit where this weird guy called Incognito shows up, and he looks like a carnival problem. He's
got the pins in his face and
stuff. His name is Incognito.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's especially funny if you watch it in Japanese, because the voice actor cannot say Incognito for the life of him.
That just reminds me of this. I couldn't stop laughing at this when I saw it. I was throwing out some cardboard at my job at Martin's. And St. Patrick's Day just randomly happened, right? And apparently they sold beer cozies. But the beer cozies were called Patio Funnigan.
What? I'm only half Irish and I'm offended.
I was just like looking at it like, what the fuck? I can't believe this.
And you know what's really funny, folks? Leah and I are the only ones who have been drinking.
I'm always drinking in spirit.
Me too. Well, bottom line, Hellsing helped take anime vampires out of the comfort zone of being romanticized or romantic.
Yeah, that's pretty solid.
That's good. Or sparkly.
Yeah.
Of course, Kota Hirano cannot romanticize anything to save his life. He's just a history nerd and probably a dork, as far as all I can glean, although I love his later works.
Yeah. Because he worked on Drifters.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, also, I think he's a weird pervert.
Yeah, probably.
But who isn't, right? Am I right?
What gives you this idea, CJ?
I don't know.
Really,
what could
possibly give you this idea?
Police girl's giant boobs.
Are we about to start a water fight, or did you stuff 2 water balloons down your shirt?
It's really funny because she's fairly normal shaped when she's a human. But after she gets turned into a vampire, apparently...
What, for all 3 panels?
Well, all that blood has to go somewhere, CJ.
Right, yeah.
Boobs.
Well, she doesn't drink blood for a long time.
Yeah, I know. So it's just like, they're just, like, waiting. They're just sitting there prepared.
They're Drac packs.
Yeah, no, she's got 2 camelbacks on her chest. Help.
No, Alucard just like subconsciously commands her to grow tits. As your
not
master.
Not just boobs. Really, really big ones.
I don't think he'd be a vampire if he could do that.
Well, he can kind of control his servant.
Yeah.
He is, it does follow
the
master
now.
relationship.
This pleases me.
Yeah. I'm really glad that he wasn't like that, because he's just kind of a... He's got a weird kind of character to him, where he's like, what is it? He's kind of like a blood knight. No pun intended. Where he's just like, I like killing. I like killing Nazis the most.
Sadists.
Yeah. He just likes fucking people up with really, really big guns. But, yeah, no, they kind of, like, Koto Hirano did a...
Shadows.
Yeah. He definitely did a deep dive on what vampires could do. And it's like, oh man, you're just... And of course everybody in that show is just like made of paper, basically. So like, Alucard gets his hands on him and just... like, oh, that's not how that works. He's like, it does when you're me.
It's like in Mel Brooks' Dracula.
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah, when Steve Weber goes to like spikes, boom!
And it's just, like, it's just a fucking guy's... I think that was the only funny part of that movie.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of that movie.
Well, now that we've moved on to Mel Brooks movies, let's talk about something completely different. Leah!
Now for something entirely different.
Take us home, honey.
I'm gonna talk about Cowboy Bebop. Let's jam.
Thank you.
Does this really need any explanation? I mean, it's really obvious.
No, take a few minutes to gush.
Alright, well...
You're not getting off that easy.
Hold my beer.
Yeah, basically. So, for anyone living under a rock for the last, and yes, it has been 19 years now since Cowboy Bebop came out.
19.
19.
Yeah, it came out in 1998. It's 2017 now.
It came out in 97.
97.
Did it start airing in 97?
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember that because Triton came out a year after, 98.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. I thought Triton was 96. Doesn't matter. Carrying on.
Anyway.
Trust me, now I have to do my math over.
You want me to look this up for you?
20 years.
Hey, let's use those supercomputers in our pockets, kids. Anyway.
It's been 20 years. 20 years,
well,
guys.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah, essentially 20 years. Longer than some of you watching have been alive. Why are you on YouTube if you're only 13?
You have to make money somehow.
Hey, you can have an account as long as you're 13. It's not younger than that. You're not supposed to.
There's a big gap
or
between
maybe
20 and 13.
Well, 7 years.
Yeah.
What were you doing 7 years ago?
I was in graduating high school.
Wow.
7 years ago?
I
was in college.
Yeah, 7 years ago I was
2 years
making videos on the internet.
Yeah, it's 97 and 98.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks what changed. You still's making videos.
20 years ago.
Vids.
Yeah.
Demographic is shoujo. Maybe I shouldn't listen to Wikipedia.
What?
Oh no, that's the manga. Never mind.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. No, I can see it.
Which came out after the anime.
Yeah. Oh,
Cowboy
anime television
is
series.
Perhaps a show that does best when you don't try to ascribe it to a certain genre. Because it covers so many things and it blends different genres to make something entirely new, which was Watanabe. Is that? Watanabe. Soichiro. Yeah, that was his original goal, was to basically blend genres into a new sort of take on all of his influences that he wanted to include into the show. So basically you've got elements of noir, you've got elements of sci-fi, action, adventure.
Comedy.
Yeah, definitely.
Now you're just repeating the
Drama.
what is anime intro? You remember those from those old ADV things? What is anime? Action, comedy, adventure, sci-fi.
Even nowadays I skip past those on my DVDs.
Yeah, because they're kind of obnoxious.
Yeah.
Not unlike us. Anyway, honey.
I resent that fact.
You resemble that remark. Anyway.
Well, I mean, there's not really... There's so much to talk about it, but
the
there's
microphone
also...
picked up that giant tiny penis that just drove by.
Giant tiny...
Yeah.
Just wagging all around.
That's a really loud small dick. Yeah, that's a whole lot. It's
Another
a crowd of small dicks just whining down the road.
They're going to the small dick convention.
They're surfing for puss and the tide is high.
I don't think it sounds like it's very
But
high
entry's
out
denied. As in they can't get in because they're
yeah. Cheeto. It's a little orange Cheeto.
Cowboy Bebop.
It's a wonderful show.
Cowboy Bebop. It's kind of hard to talk about it because.
Well, I know a good place to start. Start with the music.
That is a good place to start. Yeah.
We're gonna put this in the video, so continue. That's you. Put it in the video.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because I want to put the music in the video and get copyright dinged immediately.
Hey, as long as you only sample it.
They aren't terrible. Anyway.
Less than 30 seconds.
I have a solution. I'll talk to you later about it. Okay, so basically one of the most well-known factors of Cowboy Bebop is probably the quality of its music. The musical score was written by Yoko Kano. She had her own, her band, the Seatbelts, do most of it, and then she also had Steve Kant, a well-known guitar player from the States. He was in on that. He also did that one other thing. He also
FLCL?
No, not
Sonic
not
and the
FLCL.
Secret Rings?
Yeah, that Sonic game. And then we were talking about it on Twitter, and then Steve Kant comes in and he likes the post, and I'm like, holy shit, Steve Kant just liked my Twitter post.
Which is weird because I was kind of making fun of the fact that the music was shit in it. Now that that's out there for the internet to see.
Womp womp. Hey, look, it's on screen right now.
Look at that spike.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's a really big part of the show at all because it's probably
Well, try to imagine
the gold star.
Yeah.
The gold star for a soundtrack. It embodies the entire feeling of the show and lends itself so well to the stylistic choices that they made with, you know, and the
Not
music itself, it doesn't hold
that.
itself to the genre thing.
Yeah. A lot of shows like don't do that, to like kind of skip over and use generic music cues and all that stuff.
Yeah, very
like,
much so.
Like I can only think of a handful of shows that actually like take music and actually like use it to its fullest extent, and Cowboy Bebop is like the tops of that.
I mean, and imagine, if you will, Star Wars without the soundtrack done by John Williams, and like, or imagine,
just watch Rogue One. Am I right, guys? Sorry.
Imagine the original Star Wars trilogy, or imagine the 1975 Superman movie without John Williams' score behind it, and that should tell you how important it is to the entirety of that of Cowboy Bebop to have that winding, weird, but at the same time, because
expansive.
it's all done, expansive music score to it, because it's all done by the same person, so you can kind of get the feel for it, but it's all these different genres.
Yeah, but she also has a very good grasp of all of the different genres she works with.
Yeah.
She has the musical chops to make this music and write this music that is so all over the place, but exactly where it needs to be at each point in time to accentuate the different styles that the show presents, the different genres that the show presents in its different moments.
Plus, has influence in jazz and like the whole kind of blues
There's
era.
lots of folk, blues, jazz influences, but then you've also got things like the opera moments. You've also got like the electronic sort of bits and pieces here and there when you've got heavily technology stuff, like the Gates theme. I think she features a couple of keyboards in there with the weird sounds just to get those little, those idiosyncrasies that her musical score covers so much, and I think lends itself more to Cowboy Bebop than any other musical score has ever lent to a show. Because they both the visuals and the musical score are so integral to each other. They really bring out the best in the other thing, and they also cover up the slight, you know, whenever one is slightly taking a back seat, it's because the other is trying to be bold or noticeable. Like, certain moments don't have music because they're meant to be so serious and taken for just what you can see, and then other points in time you've got like it's so dark that you can't really see what's going on, but the music is at the forefront, and they they bend and work around each other.
Like In the Rain from episode 5 when Spike's walking through the church.
Yes, it's really very dark. It's
very intense, but like it's all dark,
the music
and
like is really coming to the forefront in that scene. And then also in the Real Folk Blues, it's 20 years old. If you haven't seen it yet,
the fuck are you waiting for?
I'm gonna give you the spoilers heads up right now. Jump 5 seconds to the future. When Julia dies, the music cuts out entirely.
Yeah.
And that moment it's like so heavy, even though it's pure silence.
Yeah.
You can feel the weight of silence the way they use it there.
Yeah.
The sound of silence, if you know. So I would say that it's important to note that because the soundtrack is so integral, if it didn't have that soundtrack, it would just be a really, really low-key version of Space Adventure Cobra.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I mean, the story would still be good, but it would... See, for me, Space Adventure Cobra is the progenitor of all these kind of, like, Outlaw Star and Cowboy Bebop and shows like this that are about a lone hero with a small group of friends kind of fucking about in space. I don't think that the show would have the emotional weight it does if it didn't have that soundtrack to it. Like, the music is good, but I think it's also so completely integrated into it that taking it away would actively make it a worse show.
Well, anything, if you take away the music, it would actively make it a worse show.
Well, I know, but if it wasn't
if something has mediocre music, then it obviously doesn't have the good enough music to bring it up to par with other things. Like, think of Trigun without its score. It wouldn't be nearly as good as it is. Or Ghost in the Shell, or...
Actually, I can't really think of what Ghost in the Shell soundtrack is. Except
it's Yoko Kanno as well, but it's heavily more reliant on electronic sounds and...
Are you talking about the series or the movie?
Oh, the series.
The series, yeah. The movie, I can't.
The movie, I don't remember.
The series has some good theme songs, but yeah, because it's Yoko Kanno and all that.
Yeah, Ghost in the Shell 2 has some really, actually, very haunting and very good music. Yeah, Gets 2. Innocence has some good musical beats to it. I need to go watch these
movies again.
Yeah.
I need to watch some, period.
Every good show has a good score behind it, and if you take away the score behind it, then of course it's not going to be as good as it is.
Right, but I think
those are a big contributing factor.
I think it would do a lot more damage than a normal show. If you gave it just an soundtrack. I think it would
Cowboy Bebop's put on such a high pedestal. Of course. Of course, it would feel like it would take away more than it would any other show because everyone regards Cowboy Bebop as being the gold star or the masterpiece or the show that is the closest thing you can attain to perfect.
If you took Tank away from the intro and put in just
generic
jazz, like it'd still be like a cool intro, but it wouldn't hit like those notes because you can kind of tell the music is like. Well, I guess I just do the opposite. The animation is kind of keyed to the music in that sense.
Yeah.
You know?
And in most of that show, the animation is definitely keyed to the music.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if they just had to kind of go it alone without the musical backing to go with the animation, like specifically when they were creating it, I think they would have kind of made it a lot less visually interesting. I think that show is very specifically visually interesting. I think that the angles that they work off of are all based in like.
Plus, the designs are very unique too. They're not like the character designs and the world designs. Not like anything else really. Yeah, I mean, like except we used to kind of. If you want to compare it to Wolf's Rain, which is done by the same duder.
Or to Samurai Champloo, which is the same production studio too.
And Guy.
Yeah.
Different music artists.
But even Samurai Champloo has a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's a little not sloppier, but a little looser.
Yeah. And it has bolder colors, I'd say. Way bolder
definitely.
colors.
Yeah, it came out later when they started doing digital coloring. Like Cowboy Bebop is a lot more.
But even like
by hand.
But I mean, like even like throughout the show, Cowboy Bebop just has a very like.
It's a bit more muted. It's a bit more dull
it's
more
cool
grounded in
realism. Well, not dull.
It's a cool palette and an unsaturated palette.
Yeah, unsaturated.
Contrasty, I would say.
Yeah, they take a lot of lights and darks, and then Champloo is like a lot more brights and.
It's a warm, saturated palette.
It's meant more to feel.
Because if you look at Bebop. And
gritty and realistic.
Like a noir film.
Compared to Champloo, which is meant to feel fantastical and bright and
noir
happy.
has that very stark contrast between lights and darks to give it that emotion and stuff. And you can see that a lot in Bebop.
Like immediately in Bebop,
Yeah.
Like just that first episode, man, you know everything you need to know about Spike Spiegel in that first couple. Like, the writing is really
well.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop always has very good character-defining scenes. Basically, everything you need to know about most characters that only show up for a couple seconds or an episode, everything you need to know about their character is right there in their introductory shot.
Pretty much. Like, the first time we see... I mean, even almost in the opening credit crawl is like you get everything you need to know about them.
Well, yeah,
and
I mean the main characters, they take a bit more time with them, but I'm talking about like side characters. Look at the movie Heavy Metal Queen episode. You've got those truckers, and you get 2-second flashes of the different guys when they're radioing in, but everything
Wild
in the
Horses.
background.
Right? That's the name of the episode?
Wild Horses? No, it's Heavy Metal Queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because Wild Horses, they changed
trucks
too. Wild
Horses is Cowboy Andy, I think.
No. Wild Horses is the one with the space shuttle and spikes falling.
Oh, yeah.
Because I love that episode. Yeah. It's like one of my favorite episodes. I don't know why they call it Wild Horses, but...
It was one...
Oh, they're all musical references. It's all reference.
It's all reference.
It's all reference.
Yeah.
It's all reference.
Yeah.
It's all reference.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
the one where he's falling.
that's Wild Horses because they chase the two trucks that have the penguin logos, and they shoot Spike with the thing, and he starts falling because one of his.
The penguin logos one wasn't that the one where they have the environmental activists?
That's
terrorists?
Wild Horses.
No, that's that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with the terrorists.
No. No. The
hey,
guys
remember when we were talking about why this show is good and not arguing which episode it was?
Well, now I need to know.
No, the guys that had the electrical cords that go out there, the back of the trucks.
Is that the one where there's BT and then everyone's trying to guess the name of the trucker, but it turns out she's a girl?
No, that's a different episode.
See, that's the one I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking of the one with BT. And everyone's like, this guy is like the best truck driver in the whole star system.
I actually don't remember what that.
And that's Heavy Metal Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The main song that's playing in her truck is Heavy Metal Queen.
Wow, there are a lot of episodes about trucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah.
Vehicles in general?
What?
Vehicles in general?
No,
Space
specifically trucks.
Space shipping, yeah.
Specifically space trucks.
Space semis. They do have a lot of those. But that one, you get like 2-second clips of these other trucker, dudes. And in those 2 seconds, you get the one guy's calling in whether or not they see this other thing they're looking for. Is you've got like all the pictures hung up around in their cabs, and one guy's got like a bunch of pinups, and one guy's got like a plant and a cat and some other stuff. And everything within their small bubble tells you more about their character than a lot of other anime do for their main characters.
Yeah.
And it's just amazing how they've put so much detail into this particular show.
And they do it without being like pretentious about it.
Yeah, there is an astonishing lack of pretense in Cowboy Bebop. It's all on the table, and it doesn't ever. I don't ever feel like when I'm watching that show that it's trying to be any smarter than it actually is. And it's a smart show. It's not a dumb shooty bang bang show. I mean, it gets into dumb shooty bang bang territory. Because that's...
Dumb shooty bang bang is awesome! Don't talk bad about dumb shooty bang bang.
If I didn't have drink in this, I would bash over this fucking bottle.
We all know you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's true. It'd be too hard to
We'd be
clean
cooking
up.
up pieces for weeks.
Yeah,
and it's all over my chair.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't like...
Guys, I need to go to the hospital.
Sure. Okay, man. It's right down the road.
Yeah.
You go that way, and it's right on the right.
There's a great big neon sign that tells you what the wait for the ER is going to be.
I was just about to bring something up about shooty bang bang.
But yeah, my point being is that the show is very smart and it's very filmically educated. That's not a word.
Oh, I know what I was going to say.
Well, then let me finish what I'm
saying.
saying.
No, yeah.
But it's very, very intelligent, and it's very... It's like a well-done steak. Or a well-cooked steak. Excuse me. Like, the presentation doesn't have to be ostentatious for it to be good and filling and for you to really get your teeth into it. I want a burger now. Anyway, but my main point being that it doesn't ever go above. It's not Gilgamesh. It's not that fucking pretentious hippie bullshit. It's very grounded, but it's also like extremely emotionally intelligent. Like, it knows how to pull in your heartstrings without getting convoluted or wrapped up in its own bullshit. It is cards on the table. It is exactly what is being shown for the sake of what you need to know to get it. And it does no more, but it also does no less. It doesn't half-ass it. It just doesn't overdo it. So, you're saying about something.
Yeah, I was gonna kind of go on with that. Like, it's very nice. Like, the episode, what is it called?
It sure is nice, guys.
There's that episode with the poppies.
Oh,
there's that guy who has the blind sister.
Yeah.
Oh, the one where they go to Venus.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. That episode I feel greatly encapsulates the how smart the show is and how not over pretentious it is.
Yeah.
Because they could have gone on to a whole tirade about how, you know, it's the right thing to do. You should help out this girl and this guy, and Spike would have been like, you know, learned a lesson. And it's like, but you know, not even like. But at the end be like, yeah, but that's not going to change who I am, blah, 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 blah.
Right, yeah.
And they don't even do that. It's like, you know that's what's going to happen, but they don't need to, like, say it, and it's not, like, kind of, like, builds you up to be anything, like, more than just that story. Like, it's not going to carry itself on
and they get the Bruce Lee in there.
Have, like, a moral consequence or a moral, like...
Yeah, it
impact
does
on the characters.
It kind of does the opposite of what Kino's Journey does, which is all very high concept, and very philosophical, and like, not to say that Cowboy Bebop isn't high concept or anything, but it's not high concept to the point of look how smart we are. It's high concept to the point of this is the story that we're telling.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts, Leah? As we
final
round out
thoughts
towards that hour.
If you say that Cowboy Bebop on this list, this anime canon, well, for one, I'm gonna think you're very stupid as a human being. I think we can all just kind of agree that Cowboy Bebop's definitely on the list.
If there ever deserved to be one on the anime canon, I think it's Bebop, yeah. As evidenced by the fact...
It has led so many people to get into anime that haven't been able to breach the boundary of, well, why are there, you know...
Why are their eyes so big?
Girls, why are their eyes so big?
Why are their boobs so big?
Why are their boobs so big? Why are they all so young? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
well, it doesn't have any of those.
Except
it definitely
the big
got
boobs.
The boobs.
Even the
Wait
big
a second,
boobs
there's
that...
Edward. She's
you
young,
know, Faye
definitely
Valentine.
preteen.
She has normal big boobs, not Orihime big boobs.
Yeah, she doesn't have
true. No, her
giant
boobs do
cartoon
act like a
titties.
human's boobs when they're not wearing a bra.
Yeah.
She has realistic boobs.
Yeah.
I mean,
they do realistic boob things.
And even the eyes, like, Ed probably has the biggest eyes.
But she's supposed to be a wide-eyed child.
Yeah,
too.
so I mean that's like most people have very subdued features.
Yeah.
That's like every other character on the
show.
Yeah.
Basically, all of Cowboy Bebop is very intelligently put together, and everything is there for a reason, which is something that I feel doesn't happen very often in a lot of these.
And another thing to note is that it's not based on a manga; it's its own thing.
Yeah, it's one of the few works that was like kind of original, like it kind of.
Well, there's a lot of them, but just not a lot of them are very good.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really a shame because nowadays it's almost like a prerequisite to have a manga before you get
or like
a light novel because they've just been eating that shit up left, right, and center.
Because that's going to be more profitable.
Well, also they're taking less risks because they know that the source material is already popular.
Right. Yeah. Also, so what the fuck is up with light novels and having their summary be their title?
Join us next time.
I don't know, there's like...
Anime Canon, what we talk about.
I've kind of considered like making a light novel called just because your title is really, really long doesn't mean it's going to be popular.
I couldn't become a hero, so I worked at a grocery store.
Got a job, some shit like that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not very popular, so I'm just gonna sit in my room and cry. The light novel.
The story of the worst fucking human being ever.
Or I reincarnated in a novel, all of a sudden I'm super popular.
Welcome to the NHK.
That's totally true. Yeah. I agree.
Welcome to the NHK. I thought he was not as bad as that one chick.
Yeah, that's true.
I tried reading NHK. I couldn't get through. I was like, wow, this
character's a douche novel.
Jesus.
It's fun. Okay,
How much time does he actually spend bad-mouthing his best friend?
I don't know.
Does he have any
remember
friends?
that much.
Yeah, the Watamote bitch just genuinely spends time.
It's not a battery, or it's not a...
Calling her best friend.
I was like, how's that dead? It's still like going.
Well, it's not recording anymore, dumbass. Anyway, so
mine's still recording?
Yeah, yours is still going, that's fine. So...
The winner has been decided.
Yeah, it's almost like we're being told by our equipment to shut the fuck up already. But we won't. That being the case, so our candidates for the anime canon are... Oh, come on, it's not that late. Okay, maybe it's a little late.
Maybe it's a little late, yeah.
Our candidates for the... I'm finishing up. I would finish up if you'd shut the fuck up for 2 seconds. Anyway, so our candidates for the anime canon are Cowboy Bebop, Hellsing, Kino's Journey, and Ghost in the Shell. And I don't really feel like we've got anything... like, there's any reason for us not to put those on the canon.
Probably didn't get picked up by the microphone.
I really hope that's showing up on the wave file right now.
We got Anne's laugh.
Yeah, but yeah, no, car alarms and shit going off.
Oh, anyway, those are racing kids.
Those are douchebags, and I hope they all die. Anyway, it's getting to that point of the night. I don't think we've really we've been softballing it for a hot minute on this show.
Kudos to Jeff for actually putting something that we might disagree on.
Yeah, no, that was good last week, but there's just too much. Or yeah, last month, whatever, last episode. There's just too much good shit on there out in anime for us to not keep bringing up the good shit. So we'll try to come up with some garbage for next time, I guess, so we can have a real good
We'll curveball it again eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there. Thanks for watching. Thank you to my lovely panel, Leah and Jeff and myself. And we will see you on the next episode.
It's because of the boobies. It's because of the stuff. That's exactly the reason. Because it's of a sexual nature. Because everything that's on the canon for every literature and all that stuff.
I brought it up last time.
Fuck Lolita. It's not on the canon.
see, that would be great if we just kept that little bit in there as the post episode.
I'm sorry.
It's because of the boobies.
If you want to cut it out because of sex, that's not viable, because if you look at plays, fucking Shakespeare is almost all about sex.
It's not because it's about sex. That's not the thing. It's because it's excessively over the top sexually in charge. Lolita is not a story about a sexually active child. It's about
Caligula?
It's about a guy. Caligula's an asshole.
Caligula? What the fuck do you mean Caligula is in the fucking is it in the movie canon, or is it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. I mean,
I wouldn't personally consider it good, but it's technically canon.
Yeah.
But there are other things to it, though. It's not just writing purely on sexual shock factor.
The point of Caligula is to show a Roman emperor the height of his depravity, not
also,
that it's all about
I would totally consider Deep Throat part of film canon. But that's just me personally.
Well,
it's kind of
weird because
it's kind of important because it's it was the first porn ever released in actual theaters.
Yeah, because people were thinking, or at least the producer was thinking that, we're gonna make Deep Throat and then we're gonna make it socially acceptable to just go watch porn in a movie theater. That it's gonna have a plot and it's gonna have whatever behind it, but it's just gonna the point about it is gonna be fucking.
It wasn't exactly the reason, but it was...
Well, this is I'm paraphrasing what the actual producer said at one point, but I am also I'm pretty sure Last Tango in Paris is just about fucking.
Oh, is that film canon or?
I think so.
Okay.
I seem to remember people being like, "Oh my gosh, look, it can't." It's one where the guy gets a candle in the butthole.